Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Takeoff into DeFi, Rocket Fuel's how-to series on interacting with protocols that are using and integrating either RPL or RETH. Today we're going to be talking about EigenLayer. Most of you have heard about what EigenLayer is. For those of you who've not totally abandoned crypto these last year, basically. So EigenLayer is a restaking service. The idea is that you use EigenLayer to provide consensus to other chains, other activities using your staked ETH. Now they do that in a couple of ways. The first way is that you deposit your RETH, CBETH, LSETH and STETH into their service, and they do something called restaking with that. The main way that you might know of EigenLayer is as a node operator. You can do something called validating other networks at the same time that you are validating Ethereum on your staking machine, and that part has not been released yet. And then there's more stuff that they're doing with builders as well. So if you want to keep an eye on that, then you can check out EigenLayer. So why are we talking about EigenLayer? Well, EigenLayer have incorporated RETH into their protocol, and at the first stage, which is the restaking stage, the way it works is you deposit your RETH into EigenLayer, and then there's a lot of confusion about this, about what actually happens and how it provides security, because it doesn't really provide any security in a way that any other token would or wouldn't provide security. So it's kind of dubious about what's happening at this stage. However, they launched a few weeks ago on mainnet, and the 9,600 capacity that they had was filled almost instantly. They had 3,200 RETH, 3,200 STETH, and 3,200 CBETH. Well, today they increased that to 10,000 for each of them. And then I think they increased it again to 15,000. So it says caps for all LSTs have been increased to 15,000 tokens each with no individual deposit limits. Once the sum of all LST deposits reaches 30,000, a global pause on restaking will be initiated. It says this upgrade enhances access to restaking opportunities for the community, while also upholding LST asset safety and security. Meanwhile, native restaking remains uncapped, allowing users to create eigenpods and link them to unlimited validators. We appreciate your support and continued interest in the EigenLayer protocol. To restake now, visit app.eigenlayer.xyz or the following links for information. However, before we go and do that, there's some things that we really should talk about. Right, so the first thing we need to talk about is that EigenLayer is actually controversial. Now, what does that mean? That means that not everyone believes that restaking is in the best interest of the Ethereum protocol. Now, why is that? It's because the balance of ETH staking in terms of rewards and risks are extremely fine-tuned to have this idea of minimal issuance. Now, most of you know that Ethereum is deflationary because the staking rewards that people are getting for staking are less than the amount of burn that is happening when people do transactions over about 18.5 Gwei. The fees are, well, any transaction you do, there's part of the fee that is burned, but when the transactions are higher than 18.5 Gwei, then you actually burn more in that transaction than is being minted at that amount. So Ethereum is deflationary. That game of balancing the tokenomics have been, years in the making, and are really, really great. They're the best in crypto pretty much. Now, adding EigenLayer to that will shift how that balance works in terms of rewards versus stakers. Now, Vitalik Buterin here had this article where he talked about how if things go wrong on EigenLayer, they can go really, really wrong. And the consensus, the way it's established on staking, is extremely fine-tuned. By adding other dependencies on top of that, and some of them might get really big, what ends up happening is that those people might try to impact Ethereum, the network itself, and Vitalik here was saying that that should never happen, basically. So in this article that he wrote that you should go and have a look at it, there were some serious issues that he brings up, and he thinks that need to be addressed before things like restaking can happen. And then on Bankless, there was a whole episode about EigenLayer, where a bunch of people from ETH researching came along, and you had people like Vitalik, you had people like Tim Byko and Justin Drake and Dankard of like Ethereum researchers, and then you also had Sriram here as well, and Jesse as well. So Sriram was kind of like fielding questions and getting ideas of what should be happening with staking, and they had like a really long, like an hour and 20-minute discussion about where the dangers of EigenLayer are, and basically why this might be a threat to Ethereum. Now, with all that in mind, if you would like to interact with EigenLayer, the pools for RETH and Lido's STETH were filled pretty much right away. So that is not something that I can show you. However, I can show you how it works with CBETH. So I went and I bought some CBETH just to show you how EigenLayer works. So the first thing you'll do is go to app.eigenlayer.xyz, which is the EigenLayer website here. You will connect your wallet. So I'm going to be using my MetaMask wallet, and you've got to scroll to the bottom to sign this, and I sign it. So now that I've signed it, I need to actually sign a transaction, but first I need to unlock my ledger. Okay, so now I need to sign this transaction. So that is signed. I need to sign it on my ledger. So that's signed. So now I have connected with EigenLayer, and I will now try to deposit CBETH. So I want to deposit. I have 2 CBETH that I want to deposit into EigenLayer. It brings up the transaction on MetaMask. So I want to use the maximum amount. Next, and then I approve that. So that again, I need to approve that on my ledger. It just takes a second. Okay, now that is approved. Well, it will be approved in a second when it goes through. Let's see. Yeah. So okay, that's done. Depositing wait, it brought up the MetaMask window in the wrong place. So I am now going to confirm this here. There we go. And now I need to sign another transaction again on my ledger. Okay, there we go. I did that. I put through the transaction, and I should have 2. So my 2 CBETH is now successfully deposited into EigenLayer, and there you go. So if you go back to their home, you can see that I've restaked 2.0909 ETH, and then as I leave it in there, I guess I'll get restaked points and restaked ratio. I don't know exactly how that works. So now you might be asking, why did I do this, right? So I don't think this version of EigenLayer is providing any security to any service, which is fine, but maybe I'm wrong. Nobody's been able to give me a good answer for that. The reason why I am doing this right now and showing you all as well, and the reason why, if we have a look at Rocket Scan today, we had 1,246 people minting RETH today. And the reason why these people minted RETH today was because they were trying to mint RETH to get into EigenLayer, basically. So there was 9,150 RETH ETH deposited into the ETH contract on Rocket Pool. This, is the best day of staking that we've had in basically since June 5th, in over a month. So a whole lot of people are interested in doing this. Now, why are they interested in doing this and why am I showing you how to do this? Is because these people are airdrop hunting. They expect that, people who deposit into EigenLayer will get some kind of airdrop as and when that happens. And they're filling it up really quickly because they think that this will be a really valuable protocol in time. So that's why I'm doing it. This version of EigenLayer, I don't really have much faith in, but I'm putting 2 CB ETH in there. I would have used ETH, but that was maxed out really quickly. And yeah, so I thought I'd show you how to do it as well while there's still a little bit of space for CB ETH. If you want to do that, I just talked you all through it. So yeah, but of course do it at your own risk. Of course, there's disclaimers here, like I am not being paid by EigenLayer to make this video. I've not been paid by any service to make any of the videos. I'm just doing this as a way of showing you all about how to do it. And if you wanted to follow along, then you can do it as well. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you the next time there's something interesting that you might want to learn how to do. Bye.